Hello there, my name is Phenexa, and today we're trying out the game called Chicken Police Paint and Red, developed by The Wild Gentleman and published by Handy Games in 2020. On Steam, they're seeing a wild tale of love, death, chickens, and redemption. Chicken Police is a buddy cop noir adventure with a carefully crafted world, a great story, and absurd humor. I'm excited actually for that. The game mixes classic adventure games and visual novel style storytelling, presented in a beak-droppingly unique art style. I'm excited to see that, so let's just start. Dead men are heavier than broken hearts.
I ran out to get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home. Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness.
I saw a pigeon.
For all the gods,
Oh
what
my god, the
bullshit.
picture!
The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too.
Chicken Police, peanut rats.
Still, what do I expect? We're living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything. Clawville. Rogue District. Former Atlas Hotel. That a goat?
Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk. But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance.
All right, first thing, of course. Yeah, that's definitely a unique art style. Humanized animals. And look at my mouse here. Pew. All right, let's look around first. I would assume we should probably talk to that goat lady. Old books?
Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has.
The city?
I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Everything faded. I need another drink.
Well, it's also pretty black and white here. Pile of papers.
I don't even know what these papers are.
That's happening when you're just stacking them over and over. A jar. Oh, my last cigarette, Magnum police badge.
My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't.
Oh.
Chief Bloodboil took mine. So I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes. Just in case.
Okay. That is very interesting. So we're not officially allowed to work? My last cigarette. My chicken is smoking.
My last cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal.
And we're also having inventory items now and my magnum.
She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you never know.
Better safe than sorry, right? How can I get access to my inventory? Ah, okay, so this is our inventory. Inventory. Here you will store all the essential items throughout the case. All right. And this is probably our journal. People, the notebook. The notebook is the detective's best friend. Here you gather vital information about the case, the suspects or victims, and the location will revisit. Will visit. How does it work? Click on any text or picture in your notebook to read the translated version in your language. Places, Hotel Atlas. This used to be a nice place. Now we're competing to see who gets swallowed by decay first. The hotel's winning, but honestly, I'm not that far behind. Codex, the Chicken Police. The Chicken Police is a famous detective duo Santino Sonny Featherland and Marty McChicken gained fame through a case in the press called The Bloody New Year's Eve. They flew high for almost 10 years with a fateful brawl, but put an end to their legend. There's a series of novels about them by Meredith H. Marble that published 10 books over the course of 7 years before the series faded out of public interest as the Chicken Police itself. And then the city of Clawville. Clawville's been an independent city-state for more than 900 years. During the city's foundation, 4 nations had joined forces, represented by the 4 animal figures and the 4 hens on the crest of Clawville. In reality, the tribal alliance of the reptiles and the great insects clans had also played an essential part in the city's founding, but they never got to be represented on the crest. This gave birth to political and cultural antagonism between the species. Clawville preserved its political autonomy and the dream that its only state in the wilderness, their predator and prey of any race, can live in peace. Hence the name, the City of Thousand Colors. Stats. Statistics. Question points. Scenes visited. Oh, there are 32 scenes. Okay. Achievements unlocked. There's 31 achievements. Codex entries found 27. Person information found 97. And gallery entries unlocked 58 hours, but 58 pictures, I guess. The thing why I said hours is probably because I was thinking, I'm looking at the stats and maybe this game is going to give us a couple of hours. At least I hope so. Typewriter.
I promised myself I'd write a novel one day.
Pictures. Oh. The celebrity cops from the dump. Chicken Police on track.
We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course, Marty, my old partner, would disagree. He just loved the spotlight.
Marty McChicken. A painful memory.
This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life. Before Molly left me and took our daughter.
It's always the police whose family, kind of broken. M.B. Davis.
M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live one time, but I'll never forget that night. And not only because I woke up at the harbor without my gun, my badge, and my pants.
Okay. And then the good old times.
The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes.
The best one always leave first. Maybe we are considering, the rest is probably not the best. And that's why we're getting the feeling of that the best ones are leaving us first, but there are also bad ones leaving us first, and we just don't care. The Wild Gentleman.
The Wild Gentleman. Those guys rebuilt the city after the Great Fire of 867. My heroes when I was a little chick. I'm starting to think they should have left Clawville as it was, burned to the ground.
Oh, a light switch. Oh, there will be light. Whoopsie. We should have done this earlier, huh? Whoopsie. Bedroom door?
Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette butts, and empty bottles.
The wilderness.
I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid, but I think I'm gonna end up dead in here whether I like it or not.
You can change that, but it needs it's important that you want to do that. I think we can talk. Oh, the
I
cabinet.
don't even know where the key is.
Cabinet.
Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever.
Worst case, you can always break it. You can look first.
Who is this dame anyway?
Mm-hmm.
And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's Eve?
What the cluck? Let's talk
Let me
then.
introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
So he's not hiding that.
Am I that easy to read?
I like how she's just turning around.
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Probably not start.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
So come on, spill it from the beginning.
Oh, there we go. Your personal info as well. We gotta read that. Cheers. All right, we got some new entries. It's Deborah. Impaler. Gender female. Special feature. Pretty and fragile. Nothing too special. She runs errands for her employer. A sophisticated lady, but I don't think she's from a particularly wealthy or influential family. And the wild ones. That's the new entry here. Three gods are revered in most places across the wilderness. They are the great wild ones who make up the holy trinity of creation, destruction, and silence. Harriet is the goddess of creation. Ptapti is the lord of destruction, and Knaviti is the genderless ghost of silence and nothingness, keeping the balance between creation and destruction in the never-ending conflict. I think I need to click on them, so this is also disappearing the exclamation mark, right? There you go. Yeah, all right. Then there's a phone now. Wait, maybe a cheap whiskey.
Every whiskey has the same color nowadays, at least in this price range.
Telephone? Oh, we can call people? Okay, I don't have a number. Deborah.
That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats exactly?
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift. Then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Let's see if she's gonna like that.
Please. That's why I'm here.
Okay. A new function, questioning. The victim lady is the target of some strange threats. All of them are written. Okay, so we should probably start the questioning, right? Look. Question. This is ask. Focus on what you know about the suspect. Is he or she suspicious? Concentrate on that. This fellow is rather suspicious. I need to concentrate on that. Okay, suspicious detective meter. Is he suspicious? I am suspicious? Why you're suspicious? That's a bit confusing. Get impressions from the subject. Every impression adds a new question line. Okay, so many options. Detective meter is your best friend. It shows how well the question is going. Keep it on the positive side, okay? Okay. Positive side is on the right side. Blah, 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 blah. I like that. Plus 100.
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard.
Well, alright. I need to get a feeling for that. She seems shy. She seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard. Who are you exactly, ma'am?
Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
I haven't mentioned this one so far, but the music is awesome. I love jazz music. Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Lowell, maybe? You're not very confident. Are you sure you're alright? I don't know if I should say that.
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe?
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer, and not on personal business.
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
Why did you have to visit me on this particular evening? Stop playing this fright and pray sunshine and start saying, wow, okay.
Why did you have to visit me this particular evening?
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
She's frightened now. Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself? Do you even know what you want? Were you born and raised in Clawville? We can start with that, right?
Were you born and raised in Clawville?
Why do you ask?
I couldn't think of anything better.
Well, I'm not from around here. I'm from Grassmore. Maybe you could hear I have a slight accent. Do you know where it is?
Where what is?
Grassmore, of course. You just asked.
Oh, that. Don't worry about it. I'm not interested.
Huh. Do you like to play with other animals?
No.
Oh, for the wild ones. Am I that transparent?
I'm afraid so.
Well, I'm a little rusty, it seems. Let's change the subject, shall we?
Oh, we should. I agree. Why do you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
Which is funny because Katze is like cat in German.
How so?
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
And what a surprise, it's even a cat.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that.
How did you get this address? What exactly did you expect by coming here to meet me? What do you want from me? Well, we have some impressions now. Shy, frightened, doubtful, hiding something. But are you toying with me?
What exactly did you expect by coming here to meet me?
I expected your help, just like my mistress said.
Well, that's very nice. But have you seen this neighborhood? Have you seen this wreck called a hotel? Who were you hoping to find in a place like this?
Someone reliable.
Well, I am reliable.
And discreet.
That's right.
And thorough.
No question about that.
And has a heart of gold.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's stop it right there.
I think I can't take the case. Are you in some sort of jam? Do you think you're cut out for this kind of work?
Are you
take
in
this.
some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things better left unsaid.
Then you're wasting my time.
I trust your instincts. You'll manage it.
Yeah, and I have no other choice, right?
To be honest, no, Mr. Featherland. Not really.
Not really. Have you ever felt truly vulnerable? Don't you think this whole thing is a little suspicious? Yeah.
Don't you think this whole thing is a little suspicious?
Look, Santino. I'll explain everything.
I have no doubt about that. You look just the type, sweetheart. No offense.
I'll take that as a compliment. Or maybe I'll act like I haven't heard it.
You see, we're starting to understand each other.
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all? You won't come clean. What's the point of all this?
If you won't come clean, what's the point of all this?
But, Mr. Featherland...
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I'm way too old for this game.
Please, just think again. For me and my mistress's sake.
Why should I believe you at all?
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Smart answer.
Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him...
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
Exactly.
It's kind of looking like an opossum, right?
Feathery gods, help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
Questioning rank. Questions asked 11. I only have 4 stars, but hey, for our first time, focus accuracy is 60%. Important clue: the employer, Natasha's current significant other, is the infamous gangster Ibn Wessler. You can also, if you want to, you can also retry. But I think we're a decent cop. I mean, it's also telling so, right? We've got a bunch of new information now. A bunch of. The mystery's messenger, Miss Deborah Ibanez's employer, is a certain Miss Natasha Katzenko. The employer Natasha's current significant other is the famous gangster Ibn Wessler. Kinda looking cute. Alright, we're getting also more information here about Deborah. She's afraid and she's secretive. Or she's just secretive and an outstanding actress. In any case, not everything she told me is true, but is sure about that. And her employer currently bolsters in the rank of Ibn Wessler, to put it mildly. This explains the cloud of fear surrounding Miss Ibanez. And then Miss Natasha Katsenko. Special feature, she has remarkably green eyes and she's definitely in trouble, so am I. Person information. She's the employer of Miss Deborah Ibanez. Allegedly, she's receiving serious threats. And currently the girlfriend of the notorious gangster Ibn Wessler. This explains a lot of things, meaning the excessive secrecy. So that was the people over here, and Ibn. Good-looking, charismatic, and a clucking gangster. One of the most well-known gangsters of Clawville, real estate mogul, bank director, museum owner, distiller, smuggler, and information broker, and that's only the half of what I've heard about him. There's his dirty little paws everywhere in the cities underworld. And Grasmore. Grasmore is a Savannah county that had been one of the colonies of Clawville for 2 centuries before gaining its freedom in 792. Grasmore is most inhabited by peaceful herbivore animals of exotic species. I think I need to click here as well. Oh no, on the picture, right? Oh, this one. Now the question is, what are we gonna do next? The light switch. I don't need to do that anymore, right? Old books. Can I talk to her again? Speak?
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints. You know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up.
There's the
or
phone
just
number.
try the phone. 555-111.
Wait, can we also call that number?
Please, take a look at this.
Well, okay. Let's see.
What is this? This one. I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as a gentleman.
I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted.
Molly.
Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby. The waves caressing her beautiful long legs. Why Molly? Why now?
Mr. Featherland?
Yeah. Sonny is a bit, shocked, huh?
Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
A bit, yeah.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But...
All right. When can I visit?
Visit? Me?
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Well, that makes a bit more sense.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club. Especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko. But there's one small problem, Mr. Featherland.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
Ye- There's a rabbit. I love rabbits. All right, let's check this out. I'll find Natasha at the Zara Club. Maybe we should also click here. And Natasha must know my wife Molly from somewhere, or perhaps she has very good informants. I must find out what the connection is. Yes. People. And she owns the Zara Club. Very important as well. And Lewis, my God, Lewis, you're so sweet. Lewis Hayworth, rabbits. Special feature, an old friend of mine, he's stuttering heavily when he talks. Lewis is the owner of the once reputable Atlas Hotel and a good old friend of mine. At the moment, he's my landlord. There's only the two of us living in this unbelievably enormous hotel. He's crazy about detective stories, and he gladly helps me whenever I ask him. And Lewis' number is 555932. We should maybe call him then. That's the club. One of the most famous nightclubs in the city. Owners of the juiciest booties and hardest fists frequent the place. And it's famous for not serving cops, except if they are deemed dirt. Okay. Should we call Lewis? 555932. Oh, okay. It's also telling me here. Nine, 3, 2.
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
That's kind of Lewis.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop.
Cutie.
The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place.
Wait, Lewis was already here. Hi, Lewis.
The good old rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve.
We should probably also talk to him then.
Thanks for being so quick, Lewis.
Oh, he's so cute.
Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah.
Take care.
Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me.
We have more information now about places. Clavel Police Department, the HQ of the department, aka the Meat Grinder. A huge, dark building for shady people. And I don't necessarily mean those who are sitting in jail. And we're having a map now. Scene types, main scenes. Main scenes move the story forward. These scenes also determine which locations open up or close down. You need to complete all of these if you want to beat the game. Limited scenes. Limited scenes are open for a specific duration, which is determined by the main story progression. If you're a completionist, be sure to visit all of them before you move to the next main scene. Makes sense. Closed scenes. Closed scenes cannot be reached for the time being. This state will often change throughout the story progression and can be temporary or permanent. So make sure that you are checking out the limited scenes here. Top tip, pick the next main scene if you are absolutely sure you don't want to visit any of the available limited scenes anymore. You may not be able to visit them later. That's a very good warning, actually. So, this is where we are, the Clawville PD. And we're just zooming in more and more. There you go. We're moving. A Wild
It
Gentleman
was New
production.
Year's Eve. And I was driving, half drunk, risking my whole life's work. But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same. And the 121 days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity. When I look out the window of the hotel room I call home, I see the same thing every day. A woman in a red nightgown dances slowly in circles to smooth music. The 9 o'clock show, with a glass of cheap bourbon and the red gown with the silent music. In the meantime, the proud city of Clawville is slowly eating itself alive. And we're still here, with nothing left to lose but our sanity, while others, the smart ones, had already gone. Molly. Does her name really upset me this much? All those years of solitude, and I still jump without question every time I hear it. And then there's Marty, my ex-partner, who hates me. But I know I have to speak with him, no matter what. Why do I feel like the past is watching me on this goddamn night?
I really loved how the chicken was just looking at the window. Chapter 1 detour. You're getting actually used to the characters here.
I knew where to find Marty. At the station, we'd always draw straws about holiday duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's Eve shift, even though he had someone to go home to. I understood. 10 years ago, we survived a night the press called the Bloody New Year. Forgotten by Clawville, but not by us. We both left parts of ourselves behind that night.
No cuties. Waiting in the rain. So that's the police station here. And we're having no more information. Nor a poster. For the crown for the king. We need you, citizen.
Every time this poster disappears, good old Blood Boil puts it right back immediately. I tore it down at least 3 times already. Actually, it's a kind of passive-aggressive game for us with the chief.
And that's the entrance. We should probably talk to these people, right?
Phyllis and Roy's. 2 hedgehogs with an arrogance typical of novice cops. They're as prickly as they look. Officious little shitheads, but harmless.
I think they're looking cute.
Well, look at that.
I didn't expect that,
Sonny,
boys.
What you scratching out over here? I heard the big boss threw you out.
If you press this button, the dialogue will be skipped. Okay. But I don't want to skip that.
Tough luck, boys. I may not be on duty, but I'm still a cop, just like you. Well, more than you.
What a burn.
Hey, you don't have to be so peckish, old bud. By the way, you're on luck. Blood Boil's not in tonight. Malloy is in charge.
Oh, God. That clumsy buffalo is here tonight. If he doesn't end up in a cell again, he's lucky.
You got it.
You got it.
You looking for Marty, eh?
I see you're still the brains around here, Phyllis. Yeah, I'm looking for Marty. Birds of a feather flock together.
I see you're still the funny guy around here. You'll find the giant feather duster at the shooting range. As always.
Hey, Royce. I'm telling you this because maybe you'll be able to understand. If this prickly shithead makes another racist remark, I'll strangle him with his own raincoat.
Goodness.
I'd love to see that.
Hey, whose side are you on, you jerk?
All right. And I think I am understanding now why we had the option to skip that dialogue. We met new people. It's Royce. And people. Carton Phyllis. Hedgehog. Special feature. I hate him. Every little ass plug. He's too small of a fish in the ocean to be worth bribing. And Mason Royce. Porcupine. Special edition. Not edition. Special feature. I hate him almost as I hate his partner Phyllis. And big and dumb, it resembles my partner. Barty a little, except that Royce doesn't have a kind heart. All right. Very, very cool game. And I think I like that there are different kind of scenes and that you're not going to be able to go back again. So you can just focus on the interrogation, I think it was called. Yeah, a great game, honestly. You are, I just realized that, yeah, the raincoat is kind of pointless when it's looking like that. Not like that, but well, if it's getting holes like this. So what's the point then, right? So these were the first minutes of Chicken Police Paint in Red. I'm already in love with this game. First of all, let's start with the soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazing. It's I'm a big fan of jazz, and I love the art style so much. It's actually very unique. I mean, a lot of games are saying that, but this one is actually super, super unique. I love the interrogation system. I said this a bit earlier, but it's sometimes it's nice that you're not able to go back and forth with, I don't know, unlocking 5, 6 or whatever places, and then need to figure out, okay, what do you have to do? Maybe that's going to be a thing here as well, but right now I'm enjoying that. Well, there are limited scenes, and if you want to get everything, then you should go to that places and yeah, check out what to do over there. What I also love about this game is it's fully voice acted. I just have to lean back and enjoy the show. Of course, there is a bit of iteration going on, but this is insanely well made. Also, the dialogues are very nice to listen to. Overall, I think this is offering us a very big or a rich storyline. That's what I wanted to say in a classic film noir twist. I really enjoyed my time, and I hope you guys also enjoyed my video of mine here. In case you did and you would like to support me for free, you can do this by subscribing to my channel here, by leaving a comment down below, or even liking this video here. You can also follow me on Twitch at Phenexa, where I'm live streaming pretty much every day, or you can be one of my coffee beans you can see on the right side of the screen. Thank you so much to them for supporting me throughout this month with my content creation journey. I appreciate that. And also appreciate you for watching, and have a nice day.